Hey, good morning, guys. I think I'm gonna try something a little bit different today and make a lore video. Recently, the new game Amanda the Adventurer just came out. It is full of hidden secrets and tapes and secret tapes. And are there 6? Are there 5? And there's a lot of stuff to figure out. If you guys like this video, let me know. I think I'm gonna make this a 3-part. Today's episode is mostly going to cover what do we see in the game, and the next episode will be what are in our hidden lore tapes. And the third one, I think, let's just come up with some theories over what we think is happening. So thanks for joining me today, and let's hop right in. Alright guys, get ready to embark on an exciting adventure with Amanda and her trusty companion Wooly. Inspired by classic cartoon series like Blue's Clues and Dora the Explorer, Amanda the Adventurer is an interactive TV program that encourages kids around the world fun and educational questions. Just like Dora, Amanda encourages kids to participate and share their responses, making it an immersive and enjoyable experience for young children of all ages. Well, except for the fact that Amanda may whisk you away behind while you're watching, or worse. Honestly, this game is very fun, and it takes a lot of puzzling to really get an idea of what might be going on here. So let's dive in and see if we can cover some ground. First off, we have our pleasant letter from our dear old Aunt Kate. It's a lovely letter saying she's passed away and is leaving you with a nice surprise. A cursed visit to her attic. Once arriving at this humble abode, we realize that there are codes and puzzles everywhere. Letters on billboards, multiple locks, safes, a huge room of puzzles. Oh wait, what's that at the end of the room? Well, it seems she's left us with her very own copy of Amanda the Adventurer. What a fantastic heirloom. Okay, let's start with our tape number 1 right next to the TV. This one's called In the Kitchen. Well, it starts out all right with Amanda asking us to bake an apple pie. If we choose to respond with her favorite pie as mutton, however, we get a really funny scene of Wooly looking a little nervous. Well, we go ahead and make a nice apple pie together. It's almost a normal video, except for the fact that, well, Amanda wields a knife around and says she doesn't remember where her parents are. Totally normal video so far. So after our lovely video is done and we back away from the TV, we see a little oven that is around the corner of our room, perfectly sitting on the middle table behind us. Nothing spooky about that at all. If we follow Amanda's instructions to bake a pie like in the video, instead we unlock our own new VHS tape of Amanda's adventures. It definitely would have been better for us to get a pie. However, if you choose to cook Wooly's favorite pie instead, well, you end up with the first of 6 hidden lore tapes. In this first video, I'm going to kind of pass over the lore tapes now, but they're very interesting, and we will come back to that in episode 2. If we pop in our lovely tape called In Your Neighborhood, we get a lovely video of Amanda and Wooly sitting in front of 3 stores. With eyes and, oh wait, these all over the ground. Amanda's on another adventure, and this time it's to find a card for her dear old friend. She states that her friend helped her while she was sad and proceeds to get a card and a treat to send back to them. Wooly does try to stop Amanda from sending the package, but Amanda insists. The only thing is, well, it turns out her friend's name is Kate? Wait, what? They're talking about our Aunt Kate that passed away and sent us here? Wooly looks a little sad in this moment, and she sends the package and we're done with this tape for now. Alright guys, after you turn that video off and you back away and turn around, you'll see a lovely piano sitting in the middle of the room. If you type in the code that you saw in front of the 3 shop buildings that were on the signs in bold letters, you'll get another tape. This one titled Oh no, accident. With nothing to be gleaned from that, we plug it in anyways. Wooly rushes the camera right away in a desperate plea for us to not do... Well, he gets cut off. The screen cuts quickly to him on the ground, wounded, and Amanda right in front.
Oh, no.
Poor Wooly is crying, and Amanda goes on playing like nothing happened. She asks us how we could treat Wooly and who could help him. If you answer nobody, the show takes a momentarily dark turn.
You're probably right.
But either way, you end up taking Wooly to the doctor. Well, except for the fact that there is no doctor, and Amanda's gonna use the lab equipment herself. The tape ends abruptly, right as you pick the x-ray machine. Alright, after our last tape, it's time, literally, to find the next one. We need to input the times we've seen on the last video into the clocks that look similar in our room. If we get all of them, the grandfather clock opens to two things. First, a code to the safe that is now randomly missing from the room, well, and replaced with a cardboard box. And a second, another bonus tape. This one is pleasantly called Everything Rots. Well, this is sure to be good. So we pop in the tape and we're sitting down with Wooly and Amanda for a lovely picnic this time.
Amanda.
Until Wooly calls out that something doesn't quite smell right. Amanda asks us to figure out what it is, and we get a lovely video of a real-life rotting sandwich. Yay! Things get stranger and stranger in this episode quickly, as Amanda asks us what the opposite of being alive is, and then shows us a deceased animal. Oh, and not to mention the gun and knife laying around casually. Things get a bit heated between Wooly and Amanda when they start fighting about if everything eventually rots away one day. Amanda says they do, Wooly says we can say no. If you answer everything, well, the unavoidable truth is, welcome to your first ending, as the game does this. Alright, now that we're back to the main screen and we've collected our first ending sticker that shows up right on the side of the TV, we can hit continue and we're teleported magically, seemingly back in time to the beginning of the game. Except this time, we know the code for the safe. And it's still here. Open that bad boy up and boom, you get another code for a puzzle in the room and you get the pause button for the TV. Added to the TV, and let's pop in our first video again, are in the kitchen tape. Everything seems normal, but things are really different now, as we're able to actually pause these videos. So, as you're playing the video, you'll notice an oven on the fridge. Pause the video right there, and then turn away and move away from the TV. Now with the ability to leave the video at any time, run over to our oven and turn the heat up as high as it will go, and then run back over to our lovely video. You'll see that things have, well, heated up. Now, the screaming of our main character is out of the way, and the kitchen probably burned down to a crisp. We move on. Our oven is back in the center of the room like last time, and a new recipe is actually on the table now. I love cooking games. But this time, you might have to kill an actual mouse to complete the recipe. Maybe not my favorite. But look at the progress as a brand new videotape flies into your hands after you throw that pie in. Okay, let's go back and play the In Your Neighborhood tape again. We noticed right away this isn't quite what we remembered from the last video. First off, we've got 4 shops this time, including the lovely butcher shop from the first game. This time as we enter the convenience store, Amanda tells us to pick out a birthday card. If you can read sheet music, you can tell the banner above them now spells out the word facade. Pause the video here and get to that trusty piano and unlock another tape. Head back to our current video and unpause to find that Amanda seems really confused all of a sudden. Wooly jumps in and suggests that it's actually his birthday. Something seems to be a bit off here. In the final part of the tape, we learn just how much Amanda hates the butcher store.
I said I don't want to go in there!
And whoops, turns out Amanda has burnt down all the buildings in the town.
Let me out of here!
Oh, Amanda.
Give the card to Wooly and let's escape this tape. Behind us, we have a lovely coloring book representing the buildings that we just visited, and we're asked to input the order that we visited them. After the end of that, we get a lovely code. Guts. Take this over to the chest and input our code, and boom, our next tape. This one shows Wooly and Amanda at a farm as they talk about animals. It's important in this one to make sure you pause each time you get a weather alert so that you can turn around and interact with the new puzzle on the table behind us. It's also important that you answer Amanda incorrectly this time so that you keep getting those weather alerts so that you can keep plugging in the puzzle behind you. Alright, once this is done, return to the video again and notice that something weird is happening to Wooly. He seems to be losing control and maybe turning back into a real sheep against his will. Amanda finds a lost kitten and she states that he must be feeling alone and asks us to help him. If you reply no, you get the lovely first death scene again as the monster climbs in and kills you. So it's definitely important that we answer yes to Amanda here. An interesting fact is that if you play this tape again, you actually can get to a part where she references whether a male chicken is called a rooster. You have the option to actually put in the name Sam. At entering Sam, you have quite a reaction from Amanda.
Where should we go next?
That calls into question a lot of things. Sam is the producer of the Amanda Show and also the father of a girl named Rebecca, as we'll cover in the next episode. So a very interesting fact to save for the next episode. Okay, so let's go back and put in our tape, Everything Rots. We see a very similar tape not quite. Wait a second. A dead Mr. Fox is now replaced with our lonely kitten, trapped and meowing. She asks us to help it and states it might die if no one can help it. Is this still a kitten that we're talking about? Well, the tape is done and we back out, but what's at the trap door? Let's hop in and see. Well... It looks like we have become one of those creatures in the background of the show. Just a piece of meat hanging in the butcher shop. You know all those eyeballs on the houses in the objects in game? It seems we've become one of them in this ending. Yikes, this brings up a lot of chilling questions. Like, were those buildings Amanda burnt down actual people? Or maybe even children? Are they now gone? Either way, congrats on another ending and let's hop into another one. Okay, let's do everything the same at first when we continue our game this time. When we finally get to the lovely corner store, or convenience store as it changes names, let's use the banner that we see above when they're picking a card for this one. Pause the video at this point and let's take that code. We can put that code into our trusty robot that's been sitting there called Blabot. Unfortunately, however, he does not have any batteries at the moment, so we've got to go on a hunt for batteries. Remember those scissors in a chest we opened up when we found our tape before? Let's grab those scissors and run back over to the very creepy looking doll, and you can cut its head off. And yeah, it screams while you do that. Take the batteries in her neck and run that over to the robot to put them in. I do want to point out quickly that both the doll and the Blabot are eerily human-like. Just saying this for later. After we put the code into the robot says, "Send my condolences to Kate." What?
Send my condolences to Kate.
I mean, thanks, robot. We go back to the tape and Amanda doesn't want to play anymore. She actually ejects the tape herself and ends the video.
I don't want to play anymore right now.
As we turn around here, we have a new surprise for us, a birthday cake in the middle of the table. We've got several puzzles here. I'll leave that to you guys. They're kind of fun to do as you kind of count the candles and answer and input the numbers back in the Blabot. Eventually you get to a point where the cake starts to melt and you're treated with a beautiful song. Well, not that beautiful. Maybe a little creepy, actually. But out of it, you get a very goo-covered VHS tape and our next video to explore. So, now we're back to our oh no accidents video again. And, things have turned darker this time. Wooly asks if we can trust him as he rushes towards the screen, and Amanda appears before he can say anything or we can respond. Amanda claims that something is wrong with Wooly's brain and proceeds to drug him.
Isn't it, Willie?
Amanda.
Suddenly, we are with Amanda in a blood-filled hospital room, and she wants us to operate on Wooly's brain. In a very sick turn, we are required to pick a tool for Amanda to help her operate on Wooly, but it's all a trick, because in the end, it doesn't matter what you pick, she's gonna use all the tools anyways. Try to help Wooly or Amanda as they scream and fight, but the end is pretty much similar. Back to the attic puzzles now. Alright, in this next part of the puzzles in the attic, I'll kind of skip over this a little bit as I'm not quite a walkthrough, I'm going more over the story. We get a set of puzzles where we have to count different objects in the room, including the planters and different things like that. We have a tape where Amanda tells us how to count those objects. We then input those things back into the robot, and eventually we're forced to throw water on our precious Blabot here as he begs for his life. And his head pops off. So, random side note here, if you throw his head into the bucket of water, it does have a goldfish in it. Yeah. Now that we have the key that popped out of the Blabot, we can go over and open the wooden chest that's been in the back of the attic the whole time. We can grab the final tape called We Can Share. Well, Wooly is gone even from the intro, and Amanda's alone on the couch. Like, Wooly's gone. His image from the intro icon is just completely missing. Amanda talks about sharing with friends and then asks you if you would like to know her secret. If you say no, you're greeted with a leave sign and basically credits. But if you say yes multiple times, you get her big secret. I'm out there somewhere.
I'm out there. Somewhere.
TV set suddenly freaks out and shakes like something is trying to get out of it, and you back away and are forced to throw a brick at it, breaking it. Well, now there is one more ending, as we don't have all the lore tapes yet, and we can go back to get that. On this last hidden lore tape, well, do you remember the doll? Let's grow the yellow flower that matches the other flower in her hair and pop that on her. And she says she has a nice present for you. All you have to do is turn around for a second. If you trust her and then you turn back around, she actually does help you out and she gives you the final lore tape. So let's go back and do everything the same and get that ending where we tell Amanda we will hear her secret multiple times. The TV starts to freak out and we back away from it. Everything seems the same, but all of a sudden after the TV breaks, we hear a knocking noise. We turn around and a character that reminds me a lot of the shopkeeper from Resident Evil 4 pops out into the room. And boom, that's the end. The credits roll. I know a lot of us are left thinking, hey, clearly there's 6 slots for hidden lore tapes. Where is the 6th tape? Well, if rumors are to be true, because I haven't tested it myself, you can actually hack the game to find the final blue lore tape. On it is a joke, presumably a joke by the game developers, with Wooly just sitting there yawning and just sitting by a table. He'll give us a big yawn and the end. So guys, that's it for this first episode. I felt like it was really important for us to cover what is actually happening in the game to catch everyone up so that we can go into the next episode and discover what was on those hidden lore tapes, as well as start going into theories of what is really going on here. Let's leave it here for now, and then we'll get to part 2 soon. There's definitely a lot to cover in this ATA lore, so I hope you guys have a great day, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!